Thank you, Chairwoman, and thank you, Acting Secretary, for taking the time to be before this committee. And it's important that Congress and this administration continue to invest in rural communities, such as my district. I serve 24 parishes, and create opportunities to help these areas flourish and grow. Organizations in my district have benefited from the Labor Department programs like YouthBuild. Since 2001, North Shore Technical Community College in Bogalusa, Louisiana, has hosted a highly successful YouthBuild program in a rural, impoverished area. And I am told that this program has an impressive degree or certificate completion rate of 96%. That is above the average post-program placement rate, with many students choosing to go on to attend North Shore Community College to further their education. Unfortunately, this department did not award Bogalusa's program in the latest YouthBuild grant competition. And it's my understanding that this department instead prioritized awarding grants to a number of new applicants, while many long-standing successful programs were shut out. I'm extremely disappointed with this outcome, as are my constituents. And some of the feedback that the department provided on North Shore's application is that it did not do enough to promote green jobs, ensure post-program employment will allow students the opportunity to collectively bargain and form or join a union, and increase equity in apprenticeships for people of color and women. This is an odd conclusion because I am told that at least half of the Bogalusa program's participants are minorities and women. Acting Secretary, why did the department start pushing its own agenda items over the original intent of the program, which is providing education, workforce development, and life and leadership skills for out-of-school youth? And why did the department not prioritize proven performance metrics of successful, long-standing programs just like the one in Bogalusa?
Thank you very much for that question, Congresswoman. I will say that in general, the things that you said, they're consistent with how I view the need to, we should support programs that actually prepare people in communities that, including in rural communities, right, where they might not always enjoy the investments or understand that, right, government is there to also support them. I agree that we should use data-driven, right, proven models. Right. I don't have the specifics on the issue that you are asking about. I do know that we have a workforce opportunities in rural communities grant, different from YouthBuild, mm-hmm, but specifically to invest in rural communities, specifically recognizing that there are specific needs, that some of those needs have not always been met, and would be happy to make sure that you and your constituents are aware of other grant programs that we have. I'm sorry, I don't have the detail on exactly what the decision, sure, was in the program that you were talking about.
I'd love to hear your details about it, because that was the feedback that we received, that it was about not being able to join a union or green initiatives. And this YouthBuild program has been incredibly beneficial for my district since 2001. So it's devastating that they were denied this year. I want to switch gears. The change in H-2A adverse effect wage rate methodology will tremendously increase the wage rate for H-2A workers in certain job classifications. I believe this is probably the most detrimental rule that has hit Louisiana agriculture in recent years and has created a firestorm throughout U.S. agriculture. For example, in Louisiana, H-2A workers who drive sugarcane trucks from the field to the sugar mill will have the wage rate change from $13.67 to $22.60 per hour. That is almost a 9-hour increase in 1 year. The impact to Louisiana sugarcane harvest drivers alone will cost sugarcane farmers in my state an additional $37 million in additional wages. The impact is not specific to sugar. The impact is this severe to many other commodities in my district and across the nation. And I must insist the estimated impact of the March 30th, 2023 H-2A wage rule of $100 million has been grossly underestimated and will cause a severe hardship for the U.S. agriculture industry. Acting Secretary, can you tell me if the department solicited meaningful input from the agriculture industry prior to promulgating the rule?
Thank you so much for that question, Congresswoman. So as you're referring to, right, the H-2A program, one of its components is to make sure that there isn't an adverse effect on U.S. workers by using the program. And that's what the adverse effect wage rate that you're talking about refers to. As I've said here, we, as a department, we are very, very deliberative in the creation of any rules, and we do engage with stakeholders, with interested parties to fully understand the impact of our rules, to make sure that we're taking account the multiple perspectives and impacts, and to make sure that we get it right.
Right. Your claim to have the industry input based off a survey, but every indication shows that there was low participation in the said survey. And if you asked my constituents, you would have clearly known about these enormous increases in operating costs that are putting farmers out of business in Louisiana. And can you tell me how many agriculture producers in Louisiana's 5th congressional district answered this survey or provided feedback to you about this rule?
Ms. Letlow, we're going to have to let the acting secretary submit her answers to you in writing. All of us would like to know the answer to that question. Thank you.